Can I just say this is rad?
There's some radness going on.
I'm from California, and this is pretty rad.
Yeah, and you Californians really don't throw that word around unless it's true.
Not since 1983.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
It's so fantastic to have you back in the building, and it's so fantastic you're doing a variety special.
I'm doing a variety special, Seth Lee.
And it's kind of like, it's kind of a throwback.
Yeah.
By the way, I think you and Dratch are the only people that call me Seth Lee.
So she definitely calls you Seth Lee.
But she does something that drives me crazy.
Which
she used
is?
to call you Myers.
She calls me Myers.
Which is also my last name, so
Yes,
it's super confusing.
that is confusing.
So I knew Seth Lee was me, Myers was not me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Does somebody call you Myers, though, like a coach?
No, I was always a first name person.
Myers.
Did you ever get...
Towel up. Shower. Myers, give me 50.
Wait, you want me to towel up,
I
then
don't know
shower?
I don't know what towel up means.
I have to towel up, then shower, and then give you 50 soaking
wet? Is
wet?
that like a man thing?
I'm reporting you to the authorities. The order you just suggested, those are very dodgy.
And then give me 50.
And you really didn't make it clear what,
No.
50 of what?
Exactly.
You're doing like an old school variety special.
Yeah.
Explain it to us.
It's like what we grew up with. Like, you young folks have probably never experienced the joys of like corny but wonderful, but like grand, like feather boas and sparkles and people singing songs and telling corny jokes, but like guests dropping in and stopping by, and like it's what we grew up with. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
there
sort of
was
like Carol Burnett. Like, who are
Yeah.
your favorites in that genre?
Carol Burnett,
Yeah.
100%. Me and my brother loved Donnie and Marie. Maybe
Yeah.
because Shields and Yarnell were on, guys. They were mimes.
Yeah, all right.
And then, I remember Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell
Yeah,
sisters.
I remember that as well.
Wow. And it's so weird because I'm 27, so I don't know how I saw these things.
You must have, was it YouTube? Did you find them all on YouTube?
I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, all right. Spanish.
YouTube.
Now, you have your special guest, obviously we saw in the clip, Sean Hayes, Andy,
Yep.
Fred, Craig Robinson.
Fred Robinson's on my show, guys.
You and Fred.
Remember that, Fred?
Yes.
Do you remember?
Of course I do.
Now, we had Forte on this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
We did Second Chance Theater.
I'm pretty aware because I watched Benjamin Franklin for the first time. I don't think I was ever at the table for Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, it was late era Forte.
Wow. I don't even know where to begin.
I think very few people but Forte know where to begin with Benjamin Franklin. Did you
It was-
have anything? Did it make you think of something that you wish you had gotten on air?
Yes.
Which was?
So me and Horatio many times wrote with Paula Pell a sketch called Jingle Singers,
Yeah, I remember Jingle Singers.
right?
Yeah,
Who were on the Adkins diet.
right.
So they just had a huge bowl of bacon
On top of their piano.
on top of their beautiful piano, and they wrote beautiful jingles.
And
For
they would-
like, and Justin Timberlake. This made it to Dress, by the way.
You
This
tried
was-
to, because you were trying to sell songs to Justin Timberlake,
Yeah,
right?
who was not having it.
Right.
And it was like the Folgers coffee song.
You had written that.
We wrote that.
Yeah.
It was not very good.
No, but you had also, my favorite thing was you claimed that your characters had written the theme to the TV show Taxi.
Correct, but technically we did make it clear that we just wrote the lyrics.
The lyrics.
Because as everybody knows, there are no lyrics.
There are no
to that
lyrics,
song.
but I have a microphone here. Will you, for us, please sing the Taxi theme with the lyrics from that sketch?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. I really wanted to do this for a really long time.
Okay.
Like this is like a watered down Will Forte.
Gotcha. I'm gonna pretend to be
Second Chance Theater.
Horatio playing piano
Okay.
while you do this.
So this is the piano part. Ready?
This song is called Taxi.
And then he sang.
This song is indeed Taxi.
Those are the lyrics.
That was it. Excellent. We were talking about, I mean, you did so many impressions on your time on the show.
Yep.
Donatella,
Yep.
Oprah. You did Oprah and Paris Hilton, which is like the most range I think anyone's ever covered.
That's a good point.
Although Polar did Dakota Fanning and Kim Jong-il.
Don't forget Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, that's true. She might have covered the most range, but you did Beyonce in Prince show with Fred.
Yep.
And you were a huge Prince fan in real life, yes?
This is correct. And actually, Fred and I bonded over that. That was one of our early bonds. Yeah, like since like way too young to listen to Prince music.
And you have a Prince cover band
Correct.
called?
Princess. That makes sense, right? Because if you're a girl,
Yeah.
it's called Princess. It's me and my friend Gretchen, who I met in college, and we sang in a band called Super Sauce that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, except that we sang together.
Gotcha.
In college, because we went to UC Santa Cruz, so you have to
Right.
call your band Super Sauce if you go to Santa Cruz. And we harmonized together, and then after I left SNL, she was like, "Do you want to do a Prince cover band and call it Princess?" I was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea."
That's great. There was a time where Prince, when you were doing Prince show, he was the musical guest at SNL. Did you get a chance to meet him?
Oh yeah, that's why I like ended my maternity leave. It was Steve Martin was the host, and Prince was the musical guest. And I was like, well, guess I got to go back to work.
And what was your interaction with Prince like? Because I can imagine that has the risk to be intimidating.
I was wearing scrubs for a sketch with Chris Kattan. I do not remember what it was, and I shook his hand, and then he said, and I said, "It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for being
Yeah,
Prince."
of course.
And I kept doing this, and I didn't let go. And he goes, "We've met before," which we have not, guys. There's no way that I would not remember, which is so embarrassing. I was like, "Oh, and boner down."
Yeah.
Like, you obviously don't know who I am.
Right. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because then you either have to say you're wrong, or
Yeah,
you have to
which-
admit and be like, "Oh right, Prince."
Yeah, of course we met.
Yeah.
So I didn't correct him because I was
Yeah.
like, well, you're Prince. So
Yeah.
yeah, we met. And then the next day, I was flying home and he was on my plane.
Really?
Yeah, like we shared the same oxygen for 5.5 hours.
That's pretty exciting.
And he came over and saw my daughter Pearl, who was 4.5 months at the time.
That's great. So that interaction was good.
It was great. He was
Except
wearing,
he said, "I heard he told Pearl we've met before."
she was like, yeah, we have, you're right. You're right, we have.
You were one of the best singers in the history of SNL. And
That's correct. Just kidding. Thank you
Yeah.
for saying
Of course,
that.
no, it is. You truly were.
Thanks, buddy.
And
You are a huge fan
yes.
of one of my favorite sketches that I did with Keenan.
Yes.
Called TT and Mario.
TT and Mario, and you could not in the end come to my wedding because
One
of
guy
your
remembers.
own. You were pregnant again. You had 4 children.
I think so.
Yes. And it was a shame because
Yeah.
I was going to ask TT and Mario to sing at my wedding. And this is the song. I have a clip of the song that I wanted you guys to sing for our first dance. Here are TT and Mario, Kenan Thompson, and Maya Rudolph.
You are so beautiful.
And you are my knight in shining armor.
Let me put it in a little bit, just a tip.
I think that would have been the
I think-
perfect first dance.
You know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should sing that in front of your marriage bed
Yes, that would be great.
and then just wait for you guys to make a baby. Like this. They were a married couple as well, so they would probably
Yeah.
have some tips for you about keeping the romance alive.
Not, not just the tip.
Not just the tip.
Their book of marriage advice is called Just the Tips.
Correct. They also really sing a lot about how booties are so tight.
There's a lot of. I think that's the only song that doesn't have "Booty So
Correct.
Tight" in it.
There's a booty so tight.
Yeah.
Is there an underwater booty?
Yeah. There's roller skate.
Roller
booty.
skate booty.
I'm gonna put
there's
your
a-
hands in roller skates.
Roller skates
Flip
and
you
flip
upside,
you upside down. Wheel you into the kitchen and put whipped cream on your business.
With you.
I can be butt naked.
With you.
My arms are getting tired.
This is so fun that you and Martin Short are doing this show together. And this was kind of birthed out of the SNL 40th.
Yeah.
Where he was Marty and you were Beyonce.
Which
And-
makes sense because
Yeah.
that's what we are in real life.
Yeah.
I'm
You give off that Beyonce vibe. But that
Listen.
really is how this started, right?
I think it is. I mean, Marty keeps saying it was kind of the pilot for it, but it was Lorne's idea to put us together for the 40th, and I think he knew that we both share the ham bone gene, that like
Yeah.
perform or die, like kind of
Yes.
thing. But
Well, that I think is where woo 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 comes from.
I
yes?
think so.
Yeah.
I think that's a genetic predisposition. I think they did genetic testing for that when my mother was pregnant with me. They're like, does she have the ham bone gene? Yep, she's got it.
That was what the little heartbeats were instead of like bum bum
They
when
were like, the woo-woos are real high on this baby. You're gonna have a ham bone.
And so now you're ham boning it up. And you
Yeah.
grew up. Were you a fan of these variety shows? What were the variety shows
Oh,
that
yeah.
inspired you?
I mean, I think I didn't realize how much of it was Carol Burnett. Like, I think it was like in my fiber. I think those were probably the sketches I saw the most. And of course, SNL, when we could, before VCRs, when if you could like sneak in your parents' room,
Right,
watch
and
it.
watch it, yeah.
But even like for me, Muppet Show is kind of this.
Yeah.
It's like SNL for younger people.
It totally is, yeah.
G-rated SNL.
G-rated SNL?
And then for some reason, me and my brother were we liked Donnie Marie, but we loved Shields and Yarnell. Like when they would come on, we're like, oh, Shields and Yarnell are on. They were the mimes.
I don't know Shields and Yarnell
Shields
at all.
and Yarnell were boring ass mimes.
Okay.
That's it.
Not good mimes.
No, they were just boring.
And you were into it.
And when they came on, me and my brother were like, yes! Shields and Yarnell! Because like you couldn't get them anywhere else, and they would just kind of do. Oh, sorry, you saw my boobs.
Wait. I am starting to see the appeal of Shields and Yarnell.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun to air tonight.
That's great.
That actually happened to me recently.
Call the blurrer and make sure he can do some blurring.
Why? I actually wore this dress recently to a Beyonce concert, and that happened.
Yeah, well-
But I was doing a lot. I'm gonna do this now. I was like doing a lot of this. I was like, I hear a song, I'd be like this, and then the wind just went. I was like, oh, you can see my bra. But now you just saw my bra, lady from Michigan.
There you go. Congratulations.
Congratulations. This is what natural boobies look like, guys, after nursing 4 children. So you're welcome, America.
Yeah, that is.
Did you ever think that would happen on your show, or one of your friends would come on and flash your audience?
I did, but I didn't think it'd be you. Yeah.
I
I didn't think it'd be you. I felt like Dratch would accidentally do it.
Oh my God! Although I'm so bored by it now.
Yeah.
No, it's
About people seeing your boobs? It's not-
just about what just happened. I'm like, ugh, my boobs again.
This is very cool. So President Obama was on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. You're on the same floor.
Yeah,
And so he used
my
your
dressing room.
And you knew he was going to use your dressing room.
Yeah, he used my dressing room, Seth.
And you left a note.
I did, well, because I knew, first of all, they were like, security's gonna be really tight. You can't go down the hall. You're not gonna be able to, like, touch your room for 48 hours. And I was like, okay. So I left him a note that just said, hi, President Obama, welcome. And I said, mi casa es su casa. And I said, thanks for the last 8 years. And then he wrote me back, and he said, thanks for letting me crash on your couch.
Wow.
World's coolest president. And you know what else was in my room?
What's that?
Presidential chocolate kisses.
Really?
Yeah.
That you think he just travels with?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're packaged, and they're beautiful, and they say President Obama, and they're chocolate kisses.
Wow.
I keep telling them. Guys, they're chocolate kisses. How cool of a mofo do you have to be like, I was here? They're chocolate. So good.
Yeah. I wish I'd done that back when I was single.
They might have had to
I'm
be
gonna leave you
white
with-
chocolate kisses?
Yeah, exactly. I left them with a half a thing of yogurt. So I want to ask about this. So
You want to ask me about my boobs again?
I want to ask you about your yeah. So
I cannot believe that happened.
I'm happy it did. Here's the thing, though.
This is a safe place. Like, this is like family.
I never watched the show, but based on my vantage point, I'm gonna have to watch tonight because I didn't have the best view.
No, well, I saw it in the monitor, but then I heard a girl go, so I was like, oh, it's bad. It's full boob. Listen, when you got it, you got it.
12:35.
12:35 a.m.
So, as you know, we're talking backstage. I've
Yes.
got a baby boy.
I
Ash,
know.
baby Ash.
Baby Ash.
3 months old. And when Amy Poehler had her baby, you and Keenan,
Yeah.
you performed on Update as 2 of my favorite all-time characters, TT and Mario.
They are 2 of your all-time favorite characters. I know that.
And they're soul singers. They're sort of Ashford and Simpson-y 70s
Yeah.
soul singers.
Yeah, they're soul singers, and they love each other very much. They
Very.
like to make a lot of love.
They like to make a lot
And
of
then
love.
they sing about it.
And you guys sang a song for Amy's baby.
Yeah, because I flew out. I wasn't on the show anymore, but I flew out to do a Bronx beat with her,
Yeah.
and then she went into labor that night. So for your update, Keenan and I got to serenade
That's right.
her in the
You
hospital.
came out, and that was she
Baby
walks out in
Archie.
the hospital while you guys sang about her baby. And
That was
now, is it
amazing.
true that you're gonna? That's me right there. Is it true that we're gonna get a little TT and Mario here for Ash now?
Well, I kind of feel like since it's your favorite, it's going to be Ash's favorite.
Yeah, I think so too.
So yeah, we have a baby gift for you.
Okay, great.
TT and Mario have a baby gift for you,
Okay,
actually.
great. I'm so happy.
Here it is. And I'm going to duck down to put it on. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to bring my good friend Mario out.
Okay, great.
AKA Keenan Thompson.
So much chest hair.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you, Sam.
Nice to see you.
Oh, baby, baby, I love your kiss. No one could ever make me feel like this.
First time I saw your areolas, it was a minute ago, and they were delightful.
I held your booty and the booty was so tight, singing booty so right.
Now, the only thing I'd say about that song is it does not seem to be about Ash in any way.
That might be true.
Interesting.
Well, you know what? We do have another baby song that we did for, it was the love theme to the movie Scientific Explosion.
Yeah, this is a baby song.
Yeah, this is for babies. And how you make them.
Look at this miracle.
Just look at what our love has created. Even if you ain't the Jewish type, snip the tip. That's for you, baby Ash.
Maya
Snip the
Rudolph,
tip,
ever
Ash.
snip the tip. It's not up to him.
You better tell him.
Snip the tip.
Snip the tip.
I'm so great to see you. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to see you always. I wish I saw you more. I have to come to New York sometimes to see you, which is a drag.
But
But
it's
this is our meeting place.
This is our meeting place.
This is
well,
our-
old,
this is our
old
new
friends,
meeting
and we
spot.
meet here. And so you're Smiler. That's that's you playing the
Yeah,
emoji film.
I'm like a really intense
That's your
office
intense-
manager.
Now,
Yeah.
how did you get into character for Smiler the emoji?
That's a great question, Seth.
Thank you.
I work really hard at smiling a lot.
Did you actually smile while you were talking?
I actually did have to. That's not a lie.
Okay.
I found it's really hard for me.
Smiling is hard for you, or talking while you're smiling?
Talking through smiling is intense because there's a lot of. I guess I'm a real downer when I talk. I guess I kind of talk like this.
Yeah, that sounds like the Maya I know.
That
what you
sounds
just did.
like me, right?
Yeah,
Like-
that's you.
What are you doing?
Yeah. That's the Maya I know.
It's like Eeyore.
Yeah,
Like
right.
when you talk to me, you feel like you're talking to Eeyore,
Yeah.
right? That makes sense. But the smiler is more like the muscles are activated up here, and I'm just not that kind of person.
No, that is a very unnatural face.
That looks
I'm not,
horrible.
I'm not.
That looks
yeah.
terrifying, which is actually good because she's a little terrifying.
Yeah. But so the muscles how much would you do, an hour at a time, 2 hours at a time?
Yeah, you got to take breaks. You got to
Yeah.
drink a lot of water.
Uh-huh.
You got to sometimes stretch.
Okay, interesting. Stretch this part or the whole rep?
Just this
Just
part.
those, yeah.
Just these muscles.
Yeah. Would you just rest one on the side of the
you
table?
you rest one on the table like this.
Yep.
And then you do like a
Gotcha, yeah.
push-up.
That makes sense.
Kind of like that. It feels really good.
You have 4 children. Are
Yes.
your children going to see the Emoji Movie?
Oh, they're pretty stoked.
Okay,
about the
gotcha.
emoji movie. Like my 3-year-old obviously doesn't have a phone because that would make me a monster.
Yeah.
But she knows what emojis. Everybody knows what emojis are. Today is World Emoji Day.
Today is World Emoji Day?
Today is the day, guys.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Was that a thing before the movie?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a nice little tie-in
They were
thing.
like, we've got an idea. Let's capitalize on this.
Have your kids seen your films?
They have, but I'll be honest, I'm a little old-fashioned. Like Pearl is now 11. She's
Yeah.
my oldest. And she complains all the time that all of her friends have seen Bridesmaids except for her. But I feel like, you know, there's some like racy. It's not that, but it's more like language. There's a little bit, like maybe the first scene is
Yeah.
a little racy. But like, I mean, she knows what pooping is, which is fine. But I have to say now,
I will say, like, you can know what pooping is, and still, if you were her mom, it would be very traumatic to see how you poop in that movie.
You might
yeah.
be right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm making a smart choice. But then the system failed because then we thought it'd be a good idea to show them Austin Powers 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
So I was like hanging out with the kids. Everyone's like, oh no. But like we were hanging out and someone was talking and Pearl just like brought up a penis pump. I was like, how do you know what a penis pump is? She's like, Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Good
that's
job,
not
Mom.
a kid's movie.
Nope.
Your 3-year-old, where ours is coming up on 2. Is it a cute age 3? Do you like it?
Oh my
Very
God, they're-
verbal?
There's so. Are you getting the cute verbals?
We're getting the beginnings of words. Yeah.
Does he have like words that you can't stop making him say?
No, it's more like everything is that. He's just constantly, da? Da?
I love that so
Yeah.
much. That
he's
makes me
he's like a baby tour guide. The minute he wakes up, you say, how are you? He goes, da.
Oh.
Da. And you're like, okay, let's just get on with
It's only gonna get better from
Yeah.
here on out. We had, like I said, Pearl's now 11. She's my oldest, but for years we used to go to my dad's house and get in the jacuzzi, and she'd call it the kachoozie. And so, like to this day, I'm like, let's get in the kachoozie, and she'll be like, Mom, it's the jacuzzi. I'm like, no, it's not.
Oh, so you don't want to give up the baby words?
I don't want to give it
See,
up.
this is an interesting argument my wife and I are having because my family did not give up the baby words. We just kept them. So
That's
to
correct.
this day, I and my brother call breakfast brefix. And so when I say it to Ash, my wife is pointing out, no, you can't teach him the baby word. He has to teach us the baby words. We can't.
You're like, that does not compute.
And my thing was maybe if we use prefix, his baby word for it will be breakfast.
That is so damn adorable.
Yeah.
I love breakfast. My Ida
Brefix.
says breakfast. You say brefix?
Prefix.
Is your- is-
B-R-E-F-F-I-X.
Were you from the south side of Chicago?
Yeah, prefix. We're going to go out and get some
Where are my
prefix.
breakfast?
You have a wonderful Melania Trump impression, but you have a take on Ivanka Trump.
Well, I've been noticing. Actually, our good friend Amy Poehler was the one that pointed it out to me lately. She sent like one of her many interviews where she was talking about something. Oh, it was when she said she wasn't involved in. She doesn't get involved in politics.
Yeah,
because
Ivanka's-
that makes sense.
Yeah, she's not involved in politics.
No, well, they're politics.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Like you're
She's
an advisor to the
a president, but not into politics.
We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. But she pointed out, she was like, there's a lot of whispering going on. And so I noticed like, she was like, through her teeth, that she like kind of talks like she has like a sexy secret. She's like always talking like she works in a lingerie store a little bit. Like, if you want to get the matching panties, you can get them, but they're $14.95. Also, don't quote stuff that's real, because that just makes you look really stupid. And then everything was like a grin. Like, I'm sorry, do you have a sexy secret?
It's fun. It's fun to have someone
you know
around who
what?
has a
It's
sexy
fun to have
yeah.
a sexy secret.
You know what else is fun? Wigs.
Oh, God.
So when you met with Lorne Michaels,
Yeah.
this is your meeting. Like basically, he's seen your audition, he's liked your audition, he brings you in to get a sense of you.
It was the world's worst job interview I've ever had in my life. Like,
Yeah.
like on my deathbed, I'm gonna be like, I remember that, it was so bad. But I was sitting in Lauren's office, and he actually asked me the question, why do you think you should work here? And I said, because I like wearing wigs.
Wow. And that was it, though.
Good one, Maya.
Yeah.
And that got me the job.
This actually, it brings us to a new segment on the show. This is the first time we're doing it. And we're really only probably ever going to do it with you.
it's
Please
gonna live
welcome
and
to
die.
Basket of Wigs.
Yes!
So,
Yes!
so we had a dear friend of ours, James Anderson, a writer on SNL. He always had a basket of wigs in his office.
God bless,
And what would
always.
happen, you're just going to grab a wig at random. You can grab glasses here if you want. And
Thank
you're going to
you.
let it just create a character.
By the way, this is something that would have happened without an audience.
Oh,
up in
yeah.
James's office. All right, I'm gonna go through the basket of wigs. Well, I guess I'll start at the top. Here we go. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It also looks like one of those. This looks like one of those things you get at a baseball game. That's like the player's hair on top
yeah.
of your hair. Maybe that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Seth, where's my breakfast?
Do you need your glasses? They're right in front of you. Look.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so hungry. Why won't you feed me my breakfast?
Grandma, your breakfast has been out all morning. It's the eggs that you asked for.
I can't remember a thing.
Okay, that's great. I like that. That was really good.
This game is sending me to wig heaven. I want you to pick one.
All right, I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna do this. There. No glasses.
I can't wait to see like Hugh Jackman do this segment
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
comes.
okay.
And all the
Where's
Trumps.
my breakfast?
Guys, I just need to tell you something. Someone threw up in the hallway. There's a lot of vomit in the hallway, and I'm not cleaning it up. So whoever's responsible is gonna have to go home.
That's great.
Thank
I
you.
really like that character. It's very.
Wow. Sadly, I feel like I've worn this wig before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have.
Yeah.
I keep trying to check out the monitor like it's a mirror. Ba, 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 baby, don't forget my number. Nobody remembers Milli Vanilli, just me.
Okay.
Basket of wigs, going real
Basket
good.
of wigs.
Coming to you live from Seth Meyers. Wow. All you...
First date. First date.
I just want to be clear, on your Tinder, it said you like breath mints, but you don't like to eat them.
I like to keep them in my mouth until they dissolve.
Joshua, that's the most fascinating thing about you.
And is it true that you're a model for the people who make mannequins?
Yes, they use my body as the shape and my face for the inspiration.
Basket of wigs, everyone! Well done.
Hi.
You thought it through.
We did.
You really
yes.
thought it through. I am
Yes.
very impressed.
Thank you.
These are for me. Thank you. Guys, this is so exciting that you're doing a TV show together. Obviously,
know.
you met on SNL, but you had seen Fred perform before that.
I did. I saw him at a club in Los Angeles called Largo. I think I had just started SNL, and I saw him. He didn't see me. Like, we didn't talk, but he had bleach blonde hair, and he was in a piece he wrote with Mary Lynn Rice Cub where they were these Hawaiian, what were you, conspiracy theorists?
Yeah.
And your name was Leonard Wampanoag.
Yes. And we'd play audio tapes of politicians, George Bush at the time, and we'd be like, think, use your head.
Use your head. And he immediately, I was like, that guy's a beast. That guy is so amazing. And then I didn't see him again until I came to the auditions, and he was dressed as Felicito for his audition.
One of the an early character you did on the show. Another early thing you guys did together were the Noonies.
Yes.
For those who don't remember the Noonies, you guys were sort of, where were you from?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
never
it
knew.
felt
Were
like
we
Holland.
You were like,
German,
you were a
Dutch?
design couple. You had very unique designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Rainn Wilson sitting on a pile of toast.
We always had different chairs. You're in a basketball hoop.
That's me there, right?
That's
Oh,
it,
yeah.
yes.
By the way, if you had offered me $1,000, I would not have been able to tell you if I. That's how long ago.
I don't remember any
Yeah.
of this.
But who came up with the
We
idea of
always-
the Noonies?
See, I don't know.
I think we all did, because I knew this guy in Holland named Gretchen, and he, I'd be like, okay, hi Gretchen. He's like, that's not how you pronounce it. And I would say Gretchen, and I'm like, I am saying it right. I'm not a dummy. So he would just be like, no, you're not doing it right. But then you had a similar story, and then
Well, my
James-
friend, yeah, and we wrote it with James Anderson because all great
Yes,
things come
one of
from
the
James
most prolific
Anderson.
writers in SNL history.
He's still alive.
Still alive.
My friend Gretchen told me she went like, a year abroad or whatever, summer abroad after graduation with her friend Shoshana, and her name is Gretchen. And so they met these like Italian guys, and she was like, I'm Gretchen, this is Shoshana. And the guy was like, Grisi, Shoshine, come to the disco.
Because the way it would work, for example, when I was in the sketch, I'm sure at one point I said, Noonie.
Yeah.
You were both named Noonie, and
Yeah.
that was your first name.
But they were different names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I would say, so it's Noonie
Yes.
and Noonie.
No.
Noonie.
Noonie. Noonie. No,
No,
Noonie.
she's Noonie, I'm Noonie.
You have to say it with the front of your tongue.
Noonie.
No, Noonie. That is a child's name.
I also, Prince, The Prince Show.
Yes.
And this was one of the best.
What about
Maya's Beyonce.
Yeah.
Fred is Prince. And you guys, there was a time where Prince was the musical guest.
Yep.
And you wrote a Prince show for Prince to be in.
Yep.
Yes.
And you had, so I guess on Thursday, you lined up to try to talk to Prince and sell
Yep.
him on the idea of the show.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we were poised to speak to him after his sound check, so we went down there.
And Prince's people had told you talk to him after
Yeah,
that?
we've
Okay.
got the script. We're gonna, we showed it to him. He's gonna play, and then he's gonna talk to you guys after this. Okay, great. So the stage is right there, and we're standing right there for Prince's sound check. Like, what
Yeah.
could be better?
Yeah.
And she's like, as soon as he's done, he's gonna come over and talk to you guys. He finished, takes up his little like stuff, jumped off the stage, walked directly towards us, made a 90-degree right turn past us, walked out the double doors and into the elevator and left the building.
Very Prince.
we
it.
never talked about
No,
it.
that was.
I do, so I want to come back after this commercial break and talk about your new show, but this is a sketch that has a lot more historical significance than we maybe thought at the time. Paris Hilton was hosting.
Yeah.
Thank
it's-
God.
Yeah. Not a show people talk about a ton, but there we are, the three of us. Don Jr., Ivanka, Eric Trump.
what a
That is so upsetting.
That is a weird thing that happened.
Was that the week that you started the bet?
I did have a bet, yeah.
The bet with, can we talk about the bet?
I know we might edit it out, but let's tell the story.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so no one could really get Paris Hilton, our host, to engage in any personal conversations. We realized she hadn't asked any of us a personal question, and this one said, the first person she asks a personal question, I'll give $100.
Yeah,
Didn't ask one person.
No. No, right?
the whole week. I thought she did.
No, she got close and she asked Jody, is Maya Italian?
So your show is called Forever.
Yes.
And other than the fact that you are a married couple in this show, not much is known about it. I've watched the first episode, which is wonderful, but I feel as though I still do not fully know all the twists that are coming. Is it difficult to talk about this show because of that?
It's a little difficult to talk about it, but we could still say that it's about is being together forever. And the true meaning of the word forever, is that a good thing? Would that get boring? Or is it great?
And in real life, what would be the best thing about being married to Fred?
Oh, great question. We would have a good time.
I think so too.
We would make up a lot of pretend songs.
Yeah. We did not discuss this beforehand, but I feel like anytime I do a fake song, if I ever sing, she always does the harmony right away.
Oh, so when you make up a fake song, it's immediately elevated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately. And that's
We wrote a fake song called I Love Punk Rock, but it's a very sweet song.
How does I Love Punk Rock go?
I love punk rock.
I really love it.
It is my favorite. I love punk rock.
I really love it.
That was real. We really did. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
also wrote a reggae song called Anna Gasteyer.
You wrote a reggae song about our old colleague, Anna Gasteyer.
Yeah, it was like
Anna Gasteyer.
Anna
Gasteyer.
Anna.
Gasteyer.
Well, you're very prolific.
Yeah.
Is there anything that would be a downside to being married to either one of you that you would have that you can see?
No, not at all. Oh,
I can't think of any right now.
I can't think of any. My dear bud and pal.
Yeah, I really can't.
No, I think the only thing is he likes to get up early. That I know.
Oh yeah, I don't think I knew that about
Right?
you.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
super early.
because when we work together, he's like, "Oh, I get up 2 hours before I have to my call." I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I'm in your
I'm
4
up-
children. They
yeah.
must wake you up fairly
I'm
early.
up all night. It's a
Yeah.
mess. Yeah.
Are you happy? This is Amazon Prime. Are you happy with your working relationship with Amazon thus far?
Yeah, except I keep reading that they made like $1 trillion, and so they have this thing where they're trying to find like a new headquarters, and I feel like why don't they ask me?
Okay.
Why don't I'm right there. Why don't they just ask me where's our new headquarters going to be?
Well, don't you feel like they're doing tons of research and diving deep into finding out what would best support a giant company like Amazon?
I understand your point. I see where you're going with this, and that's fair. So I let you speak, but that's more corporate. You know what I'm saying? That's like a corporate view of
Well,
it.
they're
Like,
a corporation.
that's a very good point. So I stand corrected. That
Well, like if Jeff Bezos came to you and said, "Where should we go?" What would you say?
I really for real would say Pittsburgh.
Okay. Well, I think Pittsburgh's actually in the running.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I think you maybe said it because now you want it to look like you named it.
Yeah. By the way, yeah.
That's not the case.
Let's be clear. I think that's the case.
What about Orlando? Disney World?
Why are you changing
Don't
your
go
mind?
back on Pittsburgh.
What about Disney World? They get to use the castle. They get to use the
castle?
the rides. You know what I mean?
The castle.
I don't feel like Disney would want to let Amazon use the castle.
They could ask them. They could ask like, "Hey, can we use the castle? Do you
sir,
mind?
please."
Please."
Well, this is. They would say, "Please," like that.
Please, sir. Please, sir. I beg your
Amazon.
highness.
Well, I'm just really glad you guys are working with Amazon. I think it's working out great.